Hey guys, alright, so for some reason YouTube hates me and wouldn't let me load that last quick capture that I did. By the way, I'm sorry that I do quick capture, but my sound isn't working for some reason with Windows Movie Maker, so quick capture it is. So excellent news, Dr. G, Dr. Geraldi, Dr. Michael Geraldi in Miami, Florida. Um, he's been my pediatrician since I was, and the other video was so much more exciting, mind you. But you lose that enthusiasm, as Wit was saying in one of her videos, But anyway, so Dr. G, Dr. Giraldi has been my pediatrician since pretty much I was born, up until just like a year ago. Um, and so he's been there, and he's been in very close contact with me and knows my entire medical history, um, up until about 6 months ago, um, which was the last time I spoke to him. But anyway, I didn't have any way of getting a letter from a gatekeeper to be able to start testosterone the right way. And so I posted that last video, really depressed and not knowing what to do and asking for some kind of resources. Um, and then I was like, why don't I just call my pediatrician? Why don't I just call Dr. G and see if he's got any resources for me? And at the most, I was thinking he would write me a prescription for testosterone. However, instead, I told him what was going on, and he's like, well, why don't I just write you the letter? And I'm like, that'd be great, Dr. G. That'd be awesome. So he's like, yeah, I mean, I've seen you your entire life. I know your entire medical history. I've been there with you throughout your entire medical history. Um, and I'm a doctor, so, and he's a pediatrician. Um, and he's like, so I'll just write you the letter, and that'll work. So he's totally gonna write my he's my gatekeeper. Like, how awesome is that? He's totally gonna write my letter telling the world, yes, he is transgendered. He has gender dysphoria disorder and can be treated for it. So he's totally writing me my letter tomorrow. He told me to call him tomorrow and call him around 3 or 4, and he will write the letter and fax it to Devi Network. Um, Fucking amazing. I'm such a dumbass. I could have done this from the get-go. Like, retard, whatever. So, anyway, I'm gonna get my letter, and then I'll be able to go to Davina's endocrinologist, and get testosterone, and my insurance is back, and I have my card, so I can use my insurance and get testosterone and probably get it covered by United Healthcare. Because from a lot of guys that I know that have United Healthcare, their insurance covers the testosterone in full. For 2 of them, they have to pay like a $10 or $15 copay, but that's a lot better. That is a lot better than $100. So I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. Dr. G is phenomenal. He's so awesome, and I'm so grateful to have had him be my doctor my entire life. And he's told me, just because you're not 18 anymore doesn't mean that I can't still treat you. He's told me that I can be 80 years old and still be going to him and have him be my medical doctor. So I love that man to death. I love him so much. He was there, throughout my entire childhood. And in the past few years that I've been homeless and stuff, he's actually seen me without charging me doctor's visits and without charging me medications. He's written scripts for me over the phone if I'm in like Indiana, and like when I was living in Indiana and I didn't have a medical doctor and I ran out of my meds, or I got sick or something, I'd call him and he would call in a prescription over the phone to the pharmacy wherever I was at. Like, he's just so fucking great, and he's just an awesome guy in general. He's very close to our family, but he's also, in general, an amazing, phenomenal doctor. And if anybody has kids, or is a young adult, and would like to see, are looking for a pediatrician in the Miami area, I highly recommend Dr. Michael Geraldi, in Miami, Florida. He's just the bomb diggity. And just to tell you, like, how phenomenal he is, he actually has been in different news shows and stuff like that over the years, because him and his wife actually adopted like 60 or 70 disabled children, and at one point had like 70 disabled children that they had adopted. And I'm not talking about disabled like a little bit disabled. I'm talking about he adopted kids. Most of his kids that he's adopted, of the 70 something kids he's got now, right now, um, most of them have Down syndrome. Most of them are completely dependent upon everybody and they can't do anything on their own because they're so disabled. He's adopted kids that just just kids that nobody wants, or that most people don't want. And he's just such a phenomenal guy. And he's got a long distance relationship with his wife because they moved all the kids, or most of the kids, up to the Carolinas, and his wife is up there with his daughters, in three different houses that are all like in the same neighborhood, with all these kids. And then he's got some kids down here, and so he keeps his practice down here because he's had clients for, like me, for as long as he's had me. So, 21 years now. And he doesn't want to lose those clients. So, or whatever, he cares about us, and, doesn't really want to leave, I guess. I don't know what his personal reasons are, but he's still down here, and his wife is up there, and they're still together and still very much in love. Um, but it's just cheaper and more convenient for them to live in a smaller town in the Carolinas than it is for them to try to have three houses with all these disabled kids, and the school buses have to come and pick up the kids. And just the neighborhoods in Miami, the neighbors were all complaining and calling the cops on them all the time and stuff like that. So it was just easier for them to move to the Carolinas. But he stayed down here and is running his practice, and that's just an example of how amazing he is. He's absolutely phenomenal. You should look him up. He's Dr. Michael Geraldi. Um, and just, he's awesome. I love you, Dr. G. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much for all that you have done in the past. Um, just thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, and you mean so much to me. All right, guys, that's my awesome update. Thank you, Dr. G. Thank you to all my friends. Thank you all the people in the community who have been there for me and tried to help me out and given me pointers and stuff like that. I'm getting my letter, which is awesome. Kind of did things backwards. I've been on T for 3.5 months, and now I'm getting my letter, but whatever. I'm also really happy because getting a letter doesn't just mean hormones for me. It means top surgery is a possibility now. So, later days. Cheers for the motherfucking queers.